It is difficult to discern holy individuals. The term noble one, Ariya Bukkala, refers to one who has attained a level of enlightenment. For example, attaining enlightenment as a stream enterer, Sotapanna, attaining enlightenment as a once returner, Sakatakami, attaining enlightenment as a non-returner, Anagami, or attaining enlightenment as a fully enlightened one, Arahant. Attaining enlightenment and becoming an Ariya Bukkala only occurs in those who practice the Dhamma according to Buddhist doctrine. It is not limited to race, status, or caste. Regardless of your race or the language you speak, if you practice according to the Buddha's teachings, and if you practice the right, Samma, way, you will be able to attain enlightenment and become an Ariya Bukkala. Discerning an Ariya Bukkala is difficult. It is analogous to 1. Deep water, deep shadow, 2. Deep water, shallow shadow, 3. Shallow water, deep shadow, and 4. Shallow water, shallow shadow. All 4 of these are difficult to discern, aside from just randomly guessing. If someone has respect for a teacher, Acariya, though that individual is still a commoner, Puthujjana, they will still believe that that individual is a fully enlightened, arahant, noble one, Ariya Bukkala. If they don't have any respect for the individual, though the individual is an arahant Ariya Bukkala, they will not believe it. 1. Deep water, deep shadow. Deep water refers to an individual who has attained enlightenment as an Ariya Bukkala. Deep shadow refers to an individual with manners. The individual's physical and verbal expressions, as well as other conduct, are composed and prudent. It is that individual's innate character. In this type of case, it is likely that the guess will be correct. 2. Deep water, shallow shadow. Deep water refers to one who has attained enlightenment as an arahant Ariya Bukkala. The shallow shadow refers to manners. The individual's physical and verbal expressions, as well as other conduct, are not composed at all. If they want to do something, if they want to say something, or if they want to conduct themselves in some way, they will do it however they used to. However, they will not violate the monastic discipline, Vinaya. They are merely expressing themselves through action, Giriya. If someone were to encounter an arahant with this type of personality, they would not believe that the arahant was an arahant at all, because their personality and their physical and verbal expression do not invite respect. 3. Shallow water, deep shadow. Shallow water refers to someone who has not attained any enlightenment at all. Deep shadow refers to manners. The individual's physical and verbal expressions, as well as various modes of conduct, are very composed. Their character is composed, prudent, and inviting of respect. Anyone who sees them will develop faith in them. No weaknesses or faults are visible. If you see someone with this kind of personality, you are likely to incorrectly surmise that they are an arahant Ariya Bukkala straight away because of their incredibly polite mannerisms. 4. Shallow water, shallow shadow. Shallow water refers to a mind that does not possess any Dhamma virtues. Shallow shadow refers to manners. The individual's physical and verbal expressions are not at all composed. Other conduct is not proper at all either. Each individual's personality cannot determine the stage of Dhamma attained, because personality is a unique mark of the individual. Whether an individual is an arahant Ariya Bukkala or a commoner, Puthujjana, their character doesn't change. This is because arahant Ariya Bukkalas cannot change their character. The only one who can change their character is the Buddha. May you understand this accordingly. If an arahant Ariya Bukkala of the deep water, deep shadow type, and a monk of the shallow water, deep shadow type were put together, you would not know at all which one was an Ariya Bukkala and which one was a commoner, Puthujjana. This is because both of them have manners and conduct themselves well. You would not know which one was the real deal and which one wasn't. If an arahant of the deep water, shallow shadow type, and a commoner, Puthujjana, of the shallow water, shallow shadow type were put together, their physical and verbal expressions and other conduct would not be composed at all. You would not know which one was the real deal and which one wasn't, because they are both uncomposed in their physical and verbal actions, Kiriya. When discerning Dhamma virtue, People tend to look only at the superficial outward actions and conclude based on that, and even boast that they know how to discern who is an Ariyapukkala. In reality, they cannot tell at all. This is called being a know-it-all. Even Ariyapukkalas themselves can't tell each other apart. Whether during the Buddha's time or in contemporary times, they can't tell each other apart at all. Those who will be able to tell are only able to do so after having shared a conversation. In regards to discussing each other's Dhamma stage, the individuals must be closely acquainted and trust one another to have that conversation. Some arahants, however, possess a special knowledge, jnana, and can know the virtues of others. They will not know all others, though. They will only know those who share compatible personalities or those with whom they have shared a relationship in past lives. However, there are few who are capable of this knowledge. In cases where they have cultivated perfections of character, parami, together, or have shared in happiness and suffering together over many lifetimes, it may be known. But even if they know each other's attainment, they do not advertise it, except for insinuating it to their students on some occasions. Arahants are characteristically unbiased towards others, do not malign others, and do not speak slanderously toward other monks. They are consistently benevolent, metta, and do not cause harm or danger to others. As the Buddhist religion has made its way into this era, the thoughts and views of people are bound to differ. It is often said that arahants no longer exist in this era. There is a belief that the era of the arahants is over. This is what is mostly believed. However, there are still those who believe that there are still arahants in this era, though they are so few in number that they can't even be quantified as a percentage. Thus, in Bali, arahanta asunya loko. So long as there still exist those who determinedly practice according to the monastic discipline, the world will not be devoid of arahants. Though there are few arahants and ariyapukkalas of other levels, the ariyapukkalas still exist. If someone were to ask, who is an arahant? As already stated, and expressed through the deep water, deep shadow analogy, it is difficult to discern the arahants. In order to truly know, wait and see when that individual is cremated. If their bones become holy relics, tatu, transform into clear stones the size of a sesame seed, or exhibit some other characteristics, that was a true arahant. They were a person of pure virtue, and their bones, ati, are pure as well. As for those of the non-returner, anagami, once returner, sakadagami, or stream enterer, sotapanna, Dhamma stages, their bones will not change or transform in any way because those ariyapukkalas have not yet eliminated the defilements and mental intoxications concealed within their minds. However, some mistakenly assume that the bones of the ariyapukkalas from the stream entry Dhamma stage up to the fully enlightened Dhamma stage will all turn into holy relics. They do not understand holy relics at all. This didn't exist in the manuals during the Buddha's time. May you all understand this accordingly.